What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. Now, sometimes we call it a bounce back Wednesday. No need for that today. We are on a heater here at the brand. Hopefully, you've been tailing us another solid day, 9-5. That gives us a 3-day total of 32, 15, and 1. And I was more than happy to cash 4 of my 5 tickets last night. But as the maestro always says, that was before. We must look forward now to today. And I bring in 2 of my absolute very best to the show today. Now, first and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. M Squared. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Fired up to be here today. We got a lot of college bowl games that are fun. We've got some soccer, big NBA slate, just inching closer to that NFL week this week.
Oh, man, this is such a busy, big week for us here at the brand. By the way, if you didn't catch us live yesterday, you want to go to our feed and catch the Week 17 NFL Mega Preview with Mikey, the Stoic one, RJ White, and yours truly. Great information, all 16 games. Now, World Cup was awesome, but this man has already thrown that into the trash because you have been cashing tickets on the Twitter all week. Buckets. Welcome back to the Early Edge.
Coach, it's great to be here. Great to be here with you and Mike. And as we've talked about before, soccer is a sport that does not sleep, so neither can we. We have games 24/7 around the year, so I'm just excited to be back talking the greatest sport.
Let's get into it. Storylines could affect the betting lines today. And I got to tell you, there are 8 NBA games. And Mikey, one of my plays is contingent on LeBron James playing tonight. And I assume he will because he's playing the Heat, who he used to play for and won several championships with. But my point is, we just don't know because so many players are going, oh, my knee, oh, my elbow. The NBA injury report has never been more important than it is right here, right now. Start us off.
Yeah, you mentioned 8 games. The injury report looks like a full 15-game slate today. There are a ton of people on the injury list. So we'll start with LeBron James. He is listed questionable here with rest. This news came out immediately within 20 minutes of their game ending last night that he may not play today. That's likely something LeBron said after the game that maybe led someone to believe that he's not going to play in this game. Will be interesting as they travel to Miami. I want to start by saying there are 3 teams on the second night of a road back-to-back that's also their 3rd game in 4 days. It's the Suns, Lakers, and Nuggets. No real travel tonight for the Nuggets because they're playing in the same exact building against Sacramento. But watch the Suns. Chris Paul listed questionable. We know Devin Booker is out. Cameron Payne, questionable. Landry Shamet, also questionable. They're playing the Wizards, who are on the second night of a back-to-back. Bradley Beal, doubtful in this one with some rest. Also, Kristaps Porzingis was banged up during the game last night. He did finish the game, but always something to monitor with him. For Atlanta, at home against Brooklyn, second night of a back-to-back for Atlanta. Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Trae Young, all listed questionable here. I think Trae Young could potentially sit in this one. Watch for some line movement there. In that LA-Miami game, we already talked about LeBron. On the Miami side, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Gabe Vincent, all questionable to play tonight. My guess is the status of Bam and Jimmy could potentially impact the status of LeBron. Watch that this afternoon. For Milwaukee and Chicago, Drew Holiday looks like he is going to play in this game for the Bucks. They're the most well-rested team in the NBA right now with 2 days of rest. For New Orleans, Zion Williamson, probable. He did not play in the last game, listed as a conditioning issue returning. It looks like he's going to play tonight against Minnesota. For the Warriors, second night of a back-to-back, obviously still without Steph Curry. Klay Thompson, doubtful to play in this one. And then for the Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. listed questionable. Jamal Murray, doubtful to play the second night of a back-to-back. But Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon, also questionable. And then, of course, Domantas Sabonis, questionable on the Kings side.
You want to know how important the NBA injury report is? The other day, that Zion Williamson game that Mikey just talked about, it was at 6. And then like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, they announced he was out. It went right down to 3. That's what happens. That's why you got to pay attention to what he's talking about. Now, Big Cheesy says, how do the NBA teams where is that one at? Play in the same building. It makes no sense. Big Cheesy, it makes a lot of sense, and it's actually better for us in the sports betting community. Less rest. They don't have to travel. They've been doing it all year. Usually they separate it by a day, but this is just back-to-back nights. But it's been happening the entire season. All right. Now, soccer is back, and there is a League One that we absolutely love, and they have a full slate today. Buckets, talk to me.
Liga is back. We got EPL back on Monday for Boxing Day, and now we have France's top flight back, and those games have already started this morning. Why we love this league so much is out of all of the big 5 leagues, Liga has the highest both teams to score hit rate in all of Europe, and so of course, this league is very close and dear to my heart, and it's a league that we're going to be betting constantly over the next 6 months. So keep a very good eye on these Liga teams. I'll try to help you with the lineups in these. I'm not going to do as good of a job as Mikey just did for that injury report because I do not know how you guys bet NBA where people can just choose to rest whenever they want. That sounds infuriating, but I'll help you keep an eye on lineups for these games, but excited to have League back today.
All right, League Thank you, Buckets, very much. All right, we got a full board today. And don't forget, we also have early edge in 5 today. We'll have picks from the 2 late bowl games there. We have picks from the 2 early bowl games right here and right now. But before we get to that, we got to pay those pesky little bills. Here's a word from one of our incredible partners. And we are back. Those watching on YouTube, those listening on Apple or Spotify, this is the Early Edge. By the way, Bitsy, she says, or he or she, I'm not sure. Coach says, I'm waiting for a spot to challenge you. Showdown is going to be fire. I told Bitsy, pick a game. We can go toe-to-toe, one-on-one. But speaking of one, we have one play from SportsLine today, and it's one of our bowl games. That's right, the Military Bowl, UCF and Duke. We love UCF today, and it's gone up to plus 3.5 here. That's from Barrett Salah. We love him at CBS. He's a great CBS football handicapper. We'll take UCF plus 3.5 last night. East Carolina, nice little catch there in that bowl game as well. And we told you the under Wisconsin, Oklahoma State, that came in too. We're on point with our bowl games right now. All right. Now, soccer's back, but you're not going to go first, Buckets, because when M Squared hears, we have tradition, and it's his spot when he's on the show. And I haven't done this for a while, and people have been asking for it. So in the holiday season, M Squared, you know the drill, son! It doesn't matter if it's the holidays or in between Christmas and New Year's. It doesn't matter the sport, the time, the place. The man is fire. He's a savage. So please, give it to me.
All right, let's hit a bowl game today. Liberty Bowl, we're going Kansas plus 3. I might have grabbed the last 3 in the market this morning. Sorry about that, everybody. It looks like it's 2.5 now across the board. DraftKings had the lone remaining 3. I think it's okay to wait closer till kick. I don't think this goes to 2. I think if anything, it sits 2.5, potentially bounces back to 3. But I love this spot here for Kansas. And before you say it, I'm not a homer on this one. I hate the University of Kansas. I went to Kansas State University. Cannot stand the Kansas Jayhawks. However, I like this spot for them. This is essentially their Super Bowl. Haven't had a bowl win in well over a decade here. On the Arkansas side, there are a few key opt-outs here that are really not kind of talked about, being swept under the rug a little bit because their quarterback KJ Jefferson is back and returning for the next season and for this game. However, Kansas has the edge offensively in this one here. Jalen Daniels is an electric weapon, both with his arm and his legs. Where the opt-outs are going to really sting for Arkansas is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Lost 2 linebackers, defensive back, defensive tackle. And then, of course, on the offensive side, we know what KJ Jefferson can do. However, he's out without a starting center, going to be without the tight end, without the top wide receiver. It's going to be an uphill battle for a team that I don't think has a ton of motivation coming in here. Yes, it would be nice to finish 7-6 for them, but not a lot to play for here for Arkansas. This is a classic case of you got the big conference in the SEC, a lot of name value. Seems obvious here. If you like Arkansas, you're getting a nice break at 2.5. As this thing was 4.5, then 4, then 3.5, then 3. Much like that Wisconsin game last night, very clear indicator on one side here in the market. I like Kansas plus 3. Be looking to live bet it, and I think there's a good opportunity you're going to be able to grab Arkansas at plus points in this one too.
Yeah, I encourage you to follow Mikey or follow Sia, because Sia cashed a nice live ticket last night as well on East Carolina, getting them at 2.5 live in game. So follow both guys. They also do an incredible DFS podcast that will be on hiatus until next year because fantasy football is now over. All right. I guess you have daily. You can do daily, right? Do you guys do daily, Mikey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it never stops. I lied. It doesn't stop. All right. Now, great pick. And for a lot of you who've never seen Kansas play this year, they can score. And they can score a lot of points. They're not a bad football team at all. All right. Now, I'm going to go next. And this one I told you is contingent on LeBron James playing tonight. But even if he doesn't, I would still play this for a half a unit. I love this play. And I'm going to tell you why. Just indulge me for a second. 229, 239, 264, 254, 234, 236, 234, 240, 241, 255, 239. The last time the Lakers did not go over this number was December 6th. And LeBron has missed games during that stretch. They play horrible defense. And that means the Heat will score too. So even if some of those players don't play, I still like this. I really do, because the Lakers simply don't score under this number. And then Nuggets, money line, minus 134. We played it less than 24 hours ago at minus 150, and they won by 6 and didn't play that well. So why would we not play them again tonight when they've won 5 games in a row? They've won 7 of 8. They're playing like the best team in the entire NBA, and you're going to give me this at minus 134? I'll take it all day long. All right, buckets. 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 Maestro has been put on assignment this week, so he hasn't been on any shows, but he's watching. Floor is yours.
I'm going to start by knocking on wood here that my power makes it through the show. This is our first time all week we are above negative 15 degrees, so I'm hoping that things kind of stay intact here. But now that I've propped up league, let's go to 2 entirely different leagues for picks here this afternoon. I'm starting with Leeds United versus Manchester City at 3 p.m. this afternoon in the English Premier League. This game is going to be ugly because Manchester City is going to annihilate Leeds. This is going to be a bloodbath. And if you are a Leeds fan, I am sorry in advance for this game. These teams have played twice in the last year, with Man City winning 7-0 and 4-0. Both of those wins were games where Erling Haaland, the best goal scorer in the world, did not play. Now he gets his return to play against his childhood hometown City. It's his first game back in Premier League play. He sat for 6 weeks and waited during the World Cup. He could win this bet by himself here. We're going Manchester City over 2.5 goals team total at minus 110. And I would have no problem laddering that up to 4, 5, 6 goals here. This could be a very, very ugly game here for Leeds. But I've got a second pick for us. It's not going to be quite as ugly here. We're going to the Scottish Premiership between Rangers and Motherwell this afternoon at 2:45 p.m. Eastern. Rangers are historically one of the 2 top teams in Scotland, but they've been under new management recently and are trying this new strategy out where they just don't play defense at all. Both teams to score has hit in 7 of their last 8 league matches, and their last 5 times playing Motherwell, both teams have scored in all 5 of these games. This is a team that no longer wins their games by keeping clean sheets. It's a team that wins by winning their games 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, but they always give up that one for some reason. So we're getting both teams to score at plus 110 at the moment. You got to take it when the team consistently refuses to play defense like the Rangers do.
Oh, man. I'm telling you right now, do you want to do all that research on the Scottish Premiership? I can't wait for the new year, Buckets. Are you ready for the here or there parlay?
It's going to be so much fun. I've been practicing my pronunciations of leagues more than anything and my spelling, because I know what's going to happen as soon as I start giving out Ankara Gusu and teams like that.
You're damn right. You better. That's how you win money, Buckets, and that's how you're going to win money for the good people in the chat. You better be able to spell the games that you give out, but it's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, we announced yesterday we're starting an entire year of St. Jude. If you have a good day, or if you win a lot of money through us and want to pay it forward, we will have an account you can send it into. And then Sia's beautiful wife, who works directly with St. Jude's, they will take that money at the end of the year and we will give it to them. No strings attached. That's what we're going to do. All right. Now, grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Mikey, one of the 4 bowl games on tap today. We'll take Kansas plus the 3. Then Martin W. Green, he gave this out yesterday, also in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap, meaning if they win by 2, you win your full bet. If they just win by 1, you only lose half of your bet. Then Buckets, Man City team total over 2.5. He said he'd ladder that up to 3.5, 4.5 potentially. They're going to score a lot of goals today. By the way, the over in the game is 3.5 currently, if you were wondering. Then Rangers, Motherwell, both teams to score plus 110. Then if you're going to cash with me, you're going to cash with these two. Again, look at the lineups before you play, but I like this regardless. Lakers, Heat, but not as much. Somebody in the chat wanted to showdown me. Oh, I'm not showdown in this one, but I still like it. Over 225.5. Then the Nuggets money line tonight. Big Cheesy. I see you in the chat. And Dickie says, how about a little showdown between Big Cheesy and the coach? I mean, Big Cheesy, if you want your Kings tonight, you want the smoke on the money line, I'm good to go. Just right in there, hit the music, Big Cheesy. If you don't, I'm cool with that too. All right, UCF plus 3.5 in the second bowl game today. All right, it's a good start today. Remember, we have 2 shows every single day. Then turn on those notifications because now that the NFL is coming to an end, we're going to have special shows in the new year. We have a new golf show, a new MMA show. We've got a lot of things happening in the new year, so turn on your notifications. It's that easy. But in the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. M squared, buckets, snake on the ones and the twos, AB always lurking. I am the coach. Tell all your friends. You want to have fun? You want to start your day off right? You want to cash a bunch of tickets? 32, 15, and 1 the last 3 days right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.